Welcome to the Far East! It's week 2 of our meatball month, and I am so excited for tonight's recipe. Now, I was a religion major in college, and I loved religions of the Far East, but I never got to go. And it's still a lifelong, maybe it's a New Year's resolution to try and make it to the Far East this year. But if not, I love bringing the flavors of the Far East into my kitchen right here in the mountains of Central Virginia. So tonight's meatball is kind of a spin on a traditional Vietnamese street food called a banh mi. But we've got lots of new flavors, we've got some new ingredients going in, we've tried to make it as local as possible here, even though January local food is a little more challenging than one would want. But it's those flavors of Vietnam. We've got salty, we've got sweet, we've got the French bread. All together, it's going to be an awesome meal, and we will put it all together in less than 10 minutes, I promise. Now, these are the meatballs that we've made. Again, like I said last week, meatballs are the best food to have in the winter because you can make them all at one time, freeze them, and just pull them out when you're ready to eat them. So these meatballs are an Asian-inspired meatball. They have green onions in there, they've got that hot chili sauce called sriracha in there, they've got garlic, they've got fish sauce. They're salty, they're spicy, they're fantastic. We've cooked those off and they're ready to go. The first thing I'm going to put in is our bread. Now this is just a normal baguette. It's been cut into 4 sandwich-sized pieces. I brush it with olive oil. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt just to give that flavor, because you know French bread doesn't always have a ton of flavor just starting off. So we'll flavor it, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. Now, as I'm sure you know, when I try and broil food, I burn it all the time. So it's just a hot oven, 425. It'll warm up. You know French bread, it'll get really crusty on the outside, still be soft on the inside. It'll be perfect for our sandwiches. So that's in there. Now another thing that's going on this sandwich is a pickled carrot slaw. Now sometimes in Asian cooking you'll see daikon radish or you'll see other veggies in here, but I think the carrot keeps it really clean, and carrot is something we can get locally. So that's why ours is just carrot. If there are other veggies that you want, that you like with your Asian sandwiches, go for it, anything you want. But this dressing will work perfectly. What we have here is rice wine vinegar, probably about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. This is sesame oil. Now, sesame oil is amazing. It's super pungent, but because of that, you have to use it sparingly, or else it's just going to taste like you dumped 1,000 sesame seeds on top of this slaw. So, just probably, I don't know, a half a teaspoon of sesame oil would be great. You can always add more. Like anything else, once you've put it in, it ain't coming back out. But if you put in just a little bit, you can always keep flavoring it. So that's sesame oil. This is honey. Again, the best part about this menu is that it's all to taste. All we're really doing is mixing ingredients together. If you love honey, great, put a lot in. If you don't want it too sweet, you can leave that out. This is fresh garlic, which is delicious in here. And the second to last thing we're going to add is some salt. And then finally, cilantro. I love cilantro. It's really bright. Lots of chefs use the word verdant when they describe it. It's very flavorful. It's used all the time in Asian cooking. I've just got a handful of it here. I'm going to push it all together into as small of a bundle as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and chiffonade out, or just chop it up, to put some in the dressing and to save some for this awesome mayonnaise that we're making. If you don't like cilantro, I know cilantro is one of those flavors like anchovies. People either love or they really do not like it. So if you don't, you can always substitute a flat leaf parsley, or what else would be good for cilantro? I don't really know. I think parsley is probably your best option. If you don't want any herb at all, you can just leave the herbs out. But I think cilantro adds this great, really fresh, yummy flavor. So I'm going to give this a whirl, get rid of that extra spoon. And our dressing has really come together. You'll see there's a hot pepper here. I'm saving that for later. We're going to use that in its whole pungency. So that's why that's hanging out. But our dressing is ready. I'm going to grab the carrots. Now this slaw topping, you can make an hour in advance, a couple hours in advance. As it sits, it's going to get more and more flavorful as the dressing is absorbed into the carrots or whatever other veggies that you use. So we're going to go ahead and pour about 3/4 of this on here. We're going to save some because as a side dish to this menu tonight, we're just going to make a salad, and this is an awesome dressing to use for our salad. It has all those flavors in there of the Far East. We're going to add a little bit more oil, and that will be perfect for our salad dressing. So these carrots are ready to go. I'm going to set these aside and just let the carrots absorb all that awesome vinaigrette that we made. And I'm going to start in on our spicy mayonnaise. Now I know you don't normally think about mayonnaise as a condiment for Asian food, but I think sushi sometimes has that mayonnaise sauce that comes with it. So it actually is a pretty common topping in some Asian cuisine. And this one, we're just gonna kick it up. It's gonna be fantastic. This is just plain mayonnaise here. To that, we're gonna add a little bit of salt. Green onions. I love green onions. I know you know that I do not like raw plain onions, but I love green onions. They're kind of spicy, they're really bright, and they don't have that really powerful onion flavor that I cannot handle. And then this is our red chili sauce. Again, add as much as you like. Some people do not enjoy things super spicy. My best friend Andrew hates spicy food, so he wouldn't eat this at all if I put even that much in there. But I love it, so I put half that jar if it was just for me. So add as much as you want, and then some lemon. Lemon just helps brighten it up. Oops, I got some seeds. We'll grab those, no problem. And the last thing we're gonna add is a little bit of our reserved cilantro. This is perfect to go with these meatballs. It's a little creamy, a little spicy, a little salty. It's gonna go great with our delicious meatballs. Now let's talk about those meatballs again for a second. When you make meatballs at home, you can use any type of meat. You can use plain beef, you can use lamb, you can use pork, whatever you like and kind of works for your budget and what you have in your area. What we've used for these is actually called meatloaf mix. You can find it in your local market. Most of the markets around here carry it. It's a mixture of equal parts beef, pork, and veal. It makes a super tender meatball, so that's what we've chosen to use for these. Look for that. Try it if you haven't tried it before. It's a really delicious texture. If not, of course, you can use plain beef, plain pork, whatever works for you, but just something to pop in the back of your brain. I'm starting to smell that bread, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it out of here. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I didn't burn it, but look at that. It's brown and crusty. I am so excited at how that worked out. I'm going to save us that one for the one we can sample. The last thing I'm going to make real quickly is our salad, because you got to have something to go with this awesome meal. This is, again, about as easy as it comes. We've got some mixed greens that we picked up at the market. I love mixed greens. It's a little, they're all baby lettuces. There's some rocket in here sometimes, some arugula. I love just the different textures there. So that's what we've grabbed. We've got some cashews, and then finally some little clementines. Whatever you have around is perfect. We have these left over from the holidays. Clementines seem to last forever. So we're going to put a couple of those on there. And then remember, we reserve some of that salad dressing, and that is what we're going to use to dress the top of this. Whirl that up. If you want to, you can add some more olive oil. It all depends on how you like your dressing. I kind of like mine really bright and flavorful, so there's no need for some more oil. So I'm just going to push that right on there. You know what? It's time we can assemble our sandwiches. Grab your baguette that you've chopped. Oh, do you hear that? Crispy and crusty. Oh, I love it. Take some of your mayo and just spread that on there. Remember to taste however little or ton that you want. Plop on some of these delicious Asian-inspired meatballs, and then head over here with me. I know this isn't traditional banh mi, but I sauteed off some mushrooms in the same skillet that I cooked these meatballs in. So they've got that rich, earthy flavor from the meat, and I just love sauteed mushrooms. So I had them in the fridge, so I thought they might be a great addition. So we'll pop a few on here. They tend to want to go everywhere, don't they? And then finally, our carrot topping with that bright vinaigrette. Oh my gosh, this smells incredible. You have to try this. Even if you can't make it to the Far East, gotta be really gentle. This is an awesome way to get those flavors right here at home. I'm gonna try it. Let's see how we did. You're gonna love this. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for a new meatball. Bye.